And this is how we start the day. So the only way to do this, to get it in shape, is to actually bend it in shape while the fiberglass is drying. As you can see here, it goes down, and then I have to take this one. I have to take this one more down. So the only way to do this is to let it dry like this, and then hopefully it stays like that. Then see how that goes. I'm quickly going to show you how the light should sit when I make the bracket. As you can see, maybe you see this edges here, that's not right. So there you go. This is how it should sit. As you can see, this isn't done yet, and this is still on its way drying. And then I will raise this a tiny bit so it goes in here. Anyway, this is how the position of the light is going to sit after I fabricated all this part and that part. So the fiberglass is currently drying, the weather is nice enough that it dries quick enough. Then I'm putting some body filler on it and see how far I can go. But if I drop the light, it will sit like this, which isn't too bad, but it will create a tiny bit of gap on both sides. So I need to make a bracket, keeping it all the way here. As you can see, this curve goes in here, which is the same as on the other side. Just is a little bit higher, and I just need to create some barriers and stuff. And I can even turn the light a tiny bit if I wanted to, which allows for adjustments, which make it sit like this, which is still good, and it's within its margins of light adjustments. Now I'm going to wash the car. The reason is to get all the dust off and see how much the damage is after cutting and everything. As you can see, the light dropped to the side again. That's all fine, because basically that side is okay. Just need to, I might need more fiberglass. What I'm going to do is going to wash the car, then I'm going to add body filler to get a basic idea about if that's correct. If that's correct, it means that I'm going to check how much I need to fill up after it's put in place with brackets. So for now, let's wash the car. Front of the car is kind of clean. This is a good thing to show you. You see these lines, I don't know if the camera catch it, but all those, yeah, that's the problem with plastic dip. So if you have plastic dip and you ever get it sanded, or you do anything like cutting or something like that, unfortunately you have to re-plastic dip it, because it's matte, and not just matte, but it also feels matte. It's a lot of matte. Anyway, you kind of have to redo the car. So in case you ever wonder if you have plastic dip and you decide to do stuff like this, be prepared that you most likely have to respray the car. So just so you know. So I'm almost at the end of day 2, and that's currently how it looks. So light itself need to turn a tiny bit that way, but the position is about right. And then I need to fill up this gap. I literally cut that gap 2 seconds ago. Let me see if I can show you how it looks then. Okay, that might be a bit awkwardly, but to give you an indication, after I make a bracket, light should sit somewhere. It's really hard to do, but it should sit like this. So that's how the light's going to sit in the end. So you can see the gap that I still need to fill up, which doesn't look that bad. Just mainly on this side. I sand it down a tiny bit just to have it nice and smooth so I can do the rest. And then on this side, if you can see there, this gap needs to be filled up, and then that gap over there will be part of the bonnet, not part of the side panel. And then just need to check, but if I take my hand off, you can see that it is still tiny bit off, so I need a bracket to keep it up. Well, on that side it was just sitting there without brackets. So but yeah, you can see how it looks, and then make it all nice and smooth. You can also see that compared to that side, I don't know if you can see it really well, but it goes up a little bit more steep like that. Same with the bonnet. But on that side it's a little bit less steep, I think. Anyway, this is how it's going to look. Just like I said, need to make a bracket to keep the light in place, so I can bolt it in. And when it's bolted in, I can make the last piece of this fiberglass on this side, and then the body filler, and then make it smooth all the way to that bonnet edge here. Then what I have to do is, I think I'm going to sand down this area a tiny bit more, so this attaches to there or so. Not sure about this yet. Just need to see what I do. But I need the light in place before I can decide that. But this gap anyway should be fine. So that would be an interesting look. But yeah, you can see the idea if I step back a little bit, how it's kind of going to look. Just going to give the car a last wash just to get the dust off, and that should be it for day number 2.